Hi, this is Martin van Buren from Getting Stuff Done, and today I'm going to show you how to maintain your lawn. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be fixing up this lawn in the front, so it's going to be a little bit noisy, but never mind that, we'll crack on. For preparation, start by weeding the lawn and trimming the edges. I'm going to start by mowing the lawn really down as far as it's comfortable for me to go, which is going to be probably about 20 millimeters, so about 2 centimeters. Going to get right down. The reason I want to do that is to be able to give any new seed that I'm going to be planting as much opportunity to grow alongside the existing lawn. So once I've cut that right down, I'm then going to scarify. So in this case, I'm just going to use a good old-fashioned rake. If you do have a scarifying machine, it's much quicker to just run that. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get all that moss, any thatch or any thickness that's left in the actual underlayers. You want to try and get that out to give the grass space to be able to get some new soil and stuff in and be able to get the grass to grow in there. So we'll start with that. Then we're going to be aerating. So I'm going to be using one of these machines. Again, you can get machines for that to use. And what that basically is we're trying to get some space underneath. So I'm going to be sort of aerating like that, getting creating space for the roots to grow, and also some space where some of this the sand and things can go into to get nutrients and things down into the roots there. Right, once I've done that, let's put this out of the way. I'm then going to be planting my grass, sowing my seed. So I'm going to be using here, this is actually a mixture, so I'm trying to create a little bit of a tougher grass because I've got children and things like that, more for the back garden, but for the front, yeah, I'm going to use the same mix. And I'm actually going to use a mix. This is 40% dwarf ryegrass, 50% Maximus strong creeping red fescue, and 10% Wilma chewing fescue. So it's quite a nice mix. Right, so you're going to sow that seed, and I put a layer and then put a ½ an inch of top dressing over the top. So let's get to it. It's better to actually set it on a lower setting and do a few rounds rather than putting too much in and creating big clumps everywhere. With the grass seed, ideally you want to choose a day that it's not windy because you don't want to have your grass end up everywhere. Here in the middle is where we had our pipes coming in with the pop-up sprinklers. That's why you've got a track running along here. So we'll just make sure that we fill that up as well. Something else to look out for is if you've got lots of divots and things, you might want to add the topsoil first, level that off a little bit, then seed, and then put another layer over the top when you work it all in. It just means your seed doesn't go as deep in the divots. I notice I'm crisscrossing the lines because you don't want to get all the seed running up and down and you end up with lines if the dispenser is not quite evenly distributed. Now that we've got the seed down, what we're going to do next is we're going to spread that topsoil all over, and then we're going to use a rake or something just to level it off. And I've got another little secret tip just to get it a little bit more even. So let's give that a go. Well, now for the top dressing, I'm actually going to be using some of my own compost that I've made in prior seasons. So I'm going to be sieving that out, and I'm going to be mixing that with a little bit of sand. Ideally, you don't want some things with too many stones in because you don't want to put a load of sand, but you want to create a little bit of grit because I've got quite clayey soil here. So I want to create a mixture, probably 3, I'm going to do 3 compost to 1 sand, because if you go on the web, you'll find a lot of places, some people are for sand, some are not so happy with sand because there's no actual organic material in sand. It's more for leveling. I've actually got a spirit level here as well because I want to check my levels and filling up some divots and things here. So we've got beautiful compost that we're going to be using. We're going to be mixing this in a ratio. I'm going to do a ratio of 3 of these compost to 1 of these sands, and this is just really almost like river sand, boulder sand that I'm going to be using for here. I'm going to mix that in together. So we're probably going to use about a ½ an inch of top dressing ready that we're going to put down here. We're going to put the seed down first, then we're going to add the mixture of compost and sand, layer that out, and then just work that in a little bit. Because what you want to try and do is you want to get the blades of the grass to sort of just poke through, so that just stops it from dying off a little bit. So all right, let's get that done and see how we get on. All right guys, let's get into it. All right, beautiful. So ideally what you want to do is you want to make sure you get yourself a few little helpers let them mix for as long as it takes. And then once that's mixed in nicely, we'll quickly sow the seed, and then we'll get some of that and get them to scatter that all over. They'll probably enjoy doing that.
Yeah, sure will.
Right, so now that we've done that, I'm going to show you a little secret tip of how we get this a lot leveler. Right, so what we got here is a good old-fashioned pallet that we're going to lay down like that, and we're going to use this as a drag. Grab it like that, and I'm going to drag that along, and that is going to level off. Yeah, sure. You want to help? Grab a side. I think grab a side. Beautiful. Very happy with that. And there, got a beautiful level surface that would have covered the seeds beautifully. And don't forget, once we've done the topsoil and we got all that down, we've got some serious watering to do because we want to keep those seeds wet. Otherwise, it's just going to dry out and you'll see your grass is not going to take as well as you want it to. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so down here, we're actually at a bit of my pride and joy, which is my 3,400 litre underground tank. Behind me is my pump. So this is the temporary installation until the building comes, and then we'll build a little pump house. And we'll show you a bit more of those in the other videos, and also check out the videos of how we actually installed this big bad boy into the ground and how we built the foundation for that. Really cool stuff. Right, so I've just opened up the tank. I just grabbed myself some water to prime the pump. Beautiful. Check out the video as well, how to prime a pump. Fire up the system. All right, beautiful. And let's go and check out the sprinklers on the other side. There we go. Fantastic. And that is pure joy. Isn't that gorgeous? And so we'll just sprinkle that in a little bit, and that'll just let the sand and the soil just settle in. Just pad the seed down a bit there. There we go. It's really simple, easy to do. Have a go. See you next time. Bye. Over here we've got beautiful compost. This is homemade compost that we made in the garden over the last few years. So I'm really pleased with that. Got little man here going to join us. No, not for me, thank you. But we are recording, so you're going to have to stand that side. So we've got beautiful compost. Yeah, sure. You want to help? Grab a side. I think grab a side. Ready, steady, go.
Go.
Go, Ethan. That's it.
That's it.
That's looking good. That's looking very good. Try not to step on the edge.